Hey guys, and welcome back to Hoosier Hardware. Today we're looking at a PC parts list, though we're not looking at it for the actual build itself, though the build is a nice little about $600 build, a little bit less than $600. But really what I want to use this parts list for is illustrating what components right now are really good deals and what components you may want to just sort of sit around and wait on just a little bit if you're hoping to save a little bit of money. So let's take a look at this parts list and see just what out there is a great deal and what you can wait on. So we're gonna get started with the Ryzen 5 1400, which does represent the CPU market right now. Now this particular 1400 comes from AliExpress, and I'll leave a link down below, but basically right now, unless you're getting the high-end AMD CPUs like a 3900X, which is extremely expensive because it just looks like there's not enough of them to go around, but if you're getting a common CPU from AMD or Intel, then you're good to go, and the pricing is actually really solid for those CPUs, especially if you're looking at some of the older generation AMD chips like a Ryzen 5 1400, Ryzen 5 1600, 2600, or even the newer chips. I just saw a 3600 which was actually discounted by about $5 off MSRP. You're getting a lot of performance for a really low cost with a lot of these chips. So CPUs right now in the CPU market is very pro-consumer. And fortunately, that actually extends to the entire platform, with both RAM prices and motherboard prices being very good right now. The nice bit with motherboards is that for the most part, whether you're talking Intel or AMD, you have motherboards that cover anything from the very cheap all the way to the extremely expensive, and basically everywhere in between. Basically, pick something that's going to be able to deliver enough power for your system, but also at a price that's attractive for you with the features you want. But motherboard prices are really solid, and like I have in this build here, you can get some Corsair LPX 3200 megahertz, a 2x8 gigabyte kit for a total of 16 gigabytes for under $75 right now. So RAM prices, I can't imagine getting much lower. So if you're thinking about building a PC, you may want to go ahead and buy your memory because RAM prices are extremely good right now. And for that matter, SSD costs are really low for the end consumer right now. You can get a 1 terabyte SSD for under $100, and there are multiple models that are underneath that $100 price. For this particular build, I have an NVMe drive that's under $100, and for that cost, I see absolutely no reason, unless you absolutely just need a lot of storage, like 2, 3, 4 terabytes in your system, there's really not much reason to get a hard drive as a gamer anymore, because if you can make do with 1 terabyte, whether that's through swapping out games or whether it's just because maybe you only play like a few core games, 1 terabyte's gonna probably be enough for a lot of people, and the cost is so low that right now you can get crazy fast load times and crazy snappy system performance from a really low cost SSD that does really a great job. And I actually own this particular Crucial drive, and I can attest it does a good job. Now GPUs are a little bit strange with the current times, because if you're looking for a 1080p gaming GPU and you're looking for something that's low cost like an RX 580, then it's a great time to buy, because whether you're using the used or the new market, things like an RX 580 are quite cheap, and they will still give you, even in 2019, with brand new, really demanding and modern games, they'll give you a great frame rate with something like a Ryzen 5 1400. If on the other hand you're looking for those AMD cards that just came out, the 5700 or the 5700 XT, and you're wanting those third-party designs with the better coolers than the blower style coolers, then it may be a better option to just wait, because while some of them are available right now, they're either inflated prices or they're just listed as out of stock because there just haven't been enough of those to go around. So if you're looking for the 5700 or 5700 XT and the blower style coolers are not good on those cards, I would hold off. But if you're looking at anything else, really, prices are pretty solid right now. Even Nvidia has some pretty solid deals, and it's not a bad time to buy. Not really great deals out there for the most part, but it is still not a bad time to buy either, especially when you consider back when the mining craze was going on, prices were just awful. So the market right now is definitely a drastic improvement over at least that. Now next up, I have a case listed. This was actually out of stock on Newegg, which is why I keyed in the priced manually, but normally you can get these Matrix 30 cases from Newegg for $40 or right about $40 shipped to your door, and I really like these for a micro ATX build. But cases are one of those things, there's really never a bad or a good time to buy them. You can get super cheap cases or super expensive cases. Buy what you like, buy something that fits all your components, and move on with the build. And lastly, we come to power supplies, and with this particular power supply I have listed on the build, I also keyed in the price manually because I did find it for about $40, though PC Part Picker for whatever reason didn't take that price, so I keyed in 40 bucks. But power supplies aren't really great deals right now at all. In fact, I would almost recommend just waiting for a sale, waiting for a deal. There are a couple places that I like to check out for decent deals on power supplies because they are a little bit more expensive than they used to be. Whereas I used to be able to get for $25 or $30 about a 400 watt 80 plus bronze certified power supply brand new. Now that costs closer to $40 in most cases, but if you check EVGA's website on Wednesdays, I think is when it is, they usually have some B-stock power supplies that are fairly solid deals there. You may get lucky and find one, especially for a build like this. You don't need a ton of wattage, so you may find one that fits your needs at a good cost. And then Amazon Warehouse often has power supplies that are really solid deals. Either they're very lightly used or they were just returns or whatever the case is. But every once in a while you can find a really good deal there. Other than that, you may want to check the used market if you're comfortable doing that. I know with power supplies, a lot of people are very skittish doing that, and understandably so. So if you're wanting to definitely just buy a brand new one, then expect to pay a little bit more than maybe you used to 6 months to a year ago. But in the grand scheme of things, that's still not a great deal of money. So if you're slowly buying parts, maybe save power supply till last just in hopes that the prices come down a little bit, but otherwise just go ahead and spend the money and get yourself a solid unit because it's one of those things you don't want to cheap out on. So that is a quick rundown of what the market right now looks like, at least on mostly used parts there, and then I did highlight some of the used market as well, but there are still a lot of really great components out there that are great buys right now in the sort of latter part of 2019. If you're watching after the fact, obviously this entire market may have changed, so click on some of those links in the description down below to check out current pricing to see if these deals are still great deals and if these sort of not so great deals have become great deals. But of course, you know, I like to kick it back to you guys. Have you gotten a great deal on a PC component or possibly an entire PC in the recent past? Let us know what they were if you have in that comment section down below. And of course, if you liked the video, give it a like, share, subscribe, comment. All those things are helpful to the channel. You can follow me both on Instagram and on Twitter at Hoosier Hardware. And as always, I'll let YouTube queue up a couple more videos from my channel for you to watch. I'm Shane with Hoosier Hardware, and I'll see you guys in the next video.